Alright, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is. It is Friday night, it's TGIF, and we got one of the best spoken word artists on the planet, hands down. We got Brother Rob the Poet Brown right here on the line. How are you doing this evening?
Peace and blessings, my man. Brother Rob the Poet Brown, or Brother Rob if you don't feel like saying the whole thing. What's good with you, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. I hope all is well on your end. You know, my listeners, man, they've been really digging your music. You know, as you already know, we've been having some tracks spinning like no tomorrow, so they are most definitely familiar with your work.
Cool. That's what I'm talking about. I got 3 pieces on that joint. What you think, huh? Update, and I just added the other day, Can't Stay Out. If you heard the song, you know how the rest of it goes. But yeah, I'm hoping everybody's enjoying it.
But I gotta ask, man, like, what made you decide to get into music in the first place, man? Because you are a very talented artist, man, and you, like, the words you speak, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, they most definitely spark the brain, I'll tell you that for sure.
I appreciate that, brother. It's a good-ass compliment and stuff, man. Music, it was always kind of like in my spirit and stuff. You know, when I grew up in the country and stuff and whatnot. I didn't really start walking around in the hood till my teenage years and stuff. But, you know, I ain't trying to tell them my age too much, but I grew up in the age as a young man, well, as an elementary school kid anyway, before cable, before, you know, right around the time VCRs and stuff came out. So, you know, I would, like, look at Soul Train and see the performance and be like, wow, man, I wish I could do that. And then after Soul Train would go off, providing it was summer outside and getting dark, I'd take long walks through the country and imagine me being that person and stuff. I was walking through the years trying to be James Brown and spin like Michael Jackson and all kinds of shit and stuff, man. And so later on down the road and stuff, I got into hip-hop, but not on a musical level. I was a breakdancer in my early days and stuff. I used to pop lock, get my shit on and stuff before it got real popular and everybody learned how to do it. So when pop locking and breakdancing got kind of regular, I had no choice but to get into hip-hop on the strength of rhyming and stuff. And I started out as a rapper. I was very positive, very clean with it and stuff. I did inspirational rap, something was called a gospel rap and stuff. And but I had a problem. I was an MC without a DJ. So most of the times when I perform at churches and you know, little public outdoor events, I would be praying somebody be there with some drums or somebody had some instruments so they could back me up. Then one day I seen this sister on Apollo. This back before Steve Harvey was hosting. I think Sinbad was hosting back then. And the sister was doing spoken word. I wish I could call her name and stuff. But sister was dope. She had dreads, and she was the winner like several weeks in a row. And I said, well, hell, I guess that's what I am since I ain't got no band. So I took the rhymes, cut them down, and slowed them down to where I could say it with the rhythm without a beat. And I started doing spoken word, man.
The one thing I do gotta follow up on, man, when you said, I'm gonna be honest with you, man, I can't really picture you breakdancing, man. So one thing I do gotta ask, man, you know what I mean? Like, do you ever, like, sometimes in your house, man, you know, throw that mat down and practice like old times, man?
Oh, no, I wasn't that type of breakdance. I used to pop locking on your feet, you know, robot, throw a little wave to your body. Now, I could breakdance, though. You know, I used to backspin, I could windmill, I had a nice little up rock, but I ain't got a whole lot of room in my house, and I ain't jumping down on the floor and knocking over furniture and shit and stuff, right? But I still do, every once in a while, I'm sitting around the house and stuff, man, especially after I done had some Joy Juice out. Throw some music in my ears and stuff and start pop locking and sliding around the house. I still got it. I ain't funky like I used to be, because at one time I could bend my legs and get way down on the floor and act like I was pulling the rope, bring myself back up. Maybe I could do that, but I ain't trying to hit, you know, snap no bones and shit and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I can still do it, though. I can still get down.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. If my white ass tried to do that, I'd probably hit the floor and just, you know what I mean? I have to, like, kind of like those Life Alert commercials, you know, help, I've fallen, I can't get up. That would be my fat ass. I'm just saying.
This is what. Yeah, man. And like I said, I started out. I was an opening act for a gospel rap group called BCD, Bureau of Christian Disciples. And back then we didn't have social media like we have now, but if we did, you probably knew what I was talking about. And when the group to New York, for better opportunities for his career. I was a little salty because, as my partner and stuff, but I had to respect it because, he's chasing his dream and stuff. And about 4 months down the road, he invited me to come out and open up for him at the National Spoken Word Awards in Jersey. And then I met Black Ice and stuff. And by that time, Larry had turned me on to the blog talk scene, so I was already getting a little buzz as a spoken word artist and stuff. And then Black Ice invited me to join Poet. No, before he invited me to join Poet, he asked me to guest host on Poet Radio, Voices Behind the Pen, which I got an award for too. And from there, I started performing in different cities around the United States and stuff. And this year was the first year I hadn't been to Chicago, via the Corona and everything. And man, we went to Chicago, met so many dope MCs, dude. I was blessed to share the stage with Chicago legends of hip hop. I was blessed to meet and perform with Black Law Rebel. I met D.A. Smart in Chicago. Man, it's just been a ball ever since and stuff, dude. Been blessed to win awards and stuff, and blessed to meet you as well and stuff,
And speaking of the poet movement, man, one thing I do want to ask you before we move on to more of your side, like more of your, solo career type of things. But what is next for the poet movement, man? Do you guys have any new up and coming projects coming out? Anything else as a group function that you actually want to promote here live on the air?
Well, I don't have anything. Well, they have a poet anthology. That's a book as well as a CD of different artists, who are with poets and stuff. Not last year, but the year before that, I was on it, and Dub C's was on that joint. Larry D. Edwards, he was on it and stuff. And Black Eyed T heads up poet. We always doing something in Chicago and whatnot. So, whenever I go up there, I might go up there. That's the funny thing about going up there, because when I go, I might be there just for one thing, say like the Dub C's Awards or National Spoken Word Awards. I just got a stage for every situation. Every time I go up there, I might be going to perform for one thing and end up doing 4 performances in different spots around the city and stuff, man. Pretty cool.
And when you mentioned, a book not too long ago, you were actually a published author as well. I have to ask you, what made you actually decide to be an author? And of course, where can our listeners actually snag a copy of your books?
Well, I don't have a book of my own, per se. I'm in a poet anthology book. Matter of fact, that's common. But the book that I'm published author in is a book by a poet. I think it's Edged Stone. I believe that's which one it was. And Black Ice asked me if I wanted to be in it. And he said he'd send me a couple of poems and I'll take it from there. And it's something nice to have under my resume and stuff. I do want to one day write my own book, my struggles and everything and stuff. But too busy writing rhymes and trying to set up shows and perform and sell it.
And also, in 2018, you actually won the National Spoken Word Award for Best Artist. I have to ask you, how did it feel actually to be up there and actually win that award?
Dude, it was a feeling beyond control that I can think of and stuff. Because, a long time ago, I said to myself, as I'm getting older, I may never blow up at this thing and stuff. But nothing ever entered my mind saying stop doing it. And I used to imagine in my mind and stuff one day winning awards and stuff, and then all of a sudden, boom, it started happening and stuff. 2018, these awards, 2020, and you know about this one and stuff. I got Best Performer at the Doug C's Awards. 2018, I got Best Male Spoken Word Artist. 2017, I got Doug C's Awards, Most Creative Spoken Word Artist. 2018, I won the Commentary Award, mixing poetry with comedy at the National Spoken Word Awards. 2016, I got the Firekeeper Award at the Poet Awards. And my first award was in 2015 as a radio host on Voices Behind the Pen and stuff. So, man, winning awards and stuff, it makes you feel appreciated, lets you know that people out there, they're listening, they dig what you're doing, and keeps you inspired, keeps me inspired to just keep going and stuff, man. It's like I was other night I was listening to your interview with Sir Mix-a-Lot, and he said, after a little while, he said, I ain't never gonna be number one, but he didn't stop. Then next thing you know, he had Baby Got Back, and he getting paid for the rest of his life. I mean, I got to a point where I wasn't so inspired not to do it, but I kind of had to rationalize with myself and stuff, not lowering my self-confidence by saying that. But seems like when I said that, that's when things started popping. I started getting awards and stuff, and folks been really digging my music, and it's a beautiful feeling, brother, I'm telling you.
And I gotta say this, man, if any spoken word artists are listening and you want to try and snag that Dub C Awards next year, man, y'all better watch out. I'm telling you, Rob right here is on a freaking is on a streak, man. I don't know if you can compete with that, man. So you know what I mean. I think without a doubt, man, next year you're taking another one as well.
Yeah, man, I'm going to try. I ain't in the game to not win, you know what I'm saying? And for those who listen to the Underground Power Hour, yesterday was the last day, but I threw my hat into it. They're giving out a trophy for the best spoken word artist. They'll have you do one piece on one show, then have to go around everyone who won on the second show, on the last show, which would be the third one. You come in and spit your final piece, and they decide from there who gets it. Hopefully I get it. If I don't, no big deal. I'm going to represent us. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Dub C's, National Spoken Word Awards, I'm in it to win it, bro.
And also, every single Sunday, as you just mentioned, you actually are a co-host of the Underground Power Hour. How did you actually meet Dub C? Because I know you and him are very, very close. Like, how did yourself and Dub C's actually get connected? And of course, what is it like actually being a co-host of that show?
Well, I met Dub C's when I was co-hosting the Voices Behind the Pen. I was a guest host under Black Ice. I was mentored by Misconception, they should continue to rest in power. And Dub C's used to call in. I didn't know he was a rapper at this time and stuff. He would call in and spit poetry. And I remember telling him, I said, Dub, listening to your voice, you sound like the type of motherfucker I wouldn't want to be cellmates with and shit. You know what I'm saying? When I saw him in person, I was like, God damn, I was right. This big motherfucker. And stuff. But how I ended up on the Underground Power Hour, I've been listening every Sunday since I first found out about him, and that's been going on for a couple of years. So he asked me and stuff with the Dub C's Awards this year because I was supposed to host live because he was going to be in Chicago. I was going to be hosting with my sister Black Ice's wife. And, with the corona and everything, they decided to do a virtual. And he said, would you be interested? I said, yeah, no problem. And stuff. And then after that, every Sunday he was like, I was just basically drafted. He was like, all right, next Sunday, you on me, you and Larry Cole. And then they ever since, bro. I love doing it too, man. It's kind of like I'm on TV and stuff.
And man, even with the Dub C Awards, man, it's not every day you get to be a co-host and also take home an award as well. So that's actually, you know what I mean? That's when you know you got most definitely the fans behind you.
Yeah, man, it's definitely a blessing. Definitely a blessing and stuff, bro. And I was a little nervous and stuff, man. A lot of people, some people can attack the stage and shit like it's second nature and stuff. And I've been doing it for years. And it is kind of like second nature, but deep inside, more, feel a little bit nervous and stuff, which makes me want to stay on top of my game a little more. And when I did the award show and everything and stuff, and it was my first time doing a virtual type function and stuff for that many hours, it was cool, man. We had a ball, dude. I had my beers, my joy juice sitting around the table and stuff, man. And we went in and stuff, dude. That's when I first met and heard about you and stuff. And then we had a couple of people do performances and everything. It was just cool, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's stuff. Dub C's, that brother been in the game for eons. You know what I'm saying? But he still loves his game. He still do what he do out of love and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And,
I'm gonna be honest though, with pertaining to the Dub C Awards, man. I didn't think I was actually going to take home an award. I'm going to be honest with you. When I heard Outlaw Radio pop off, I started doing the MC Hammer dance around my fucking living room, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like straight up, man. I started cracking bottles, man. I don't think I went to bed till like 3 a.m. that night, man. I partied and celebrated it. You know, the next day was kind of like nobody talked to me. My head hurts, but you know, it was a good time. It was worth it. Shout out to Dub C as well for actually, you know what I mean, and all the fans as well.
Yeah, man, and I mean, shit, dude, you blew everybody out the box on the strength of your votes and stuff. I talked to Dubs about that and stuff, man. I think you got like 9,000 or something like that, votes or something. I was like, oh, snap. And then when I started listening to Outlaw Radio and stuff, I was like, oh, okay, now I see why. You know?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When I actually, I had a feeling it was around that number, but like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like 9,000. I only have like 2,000 friends on Facebook, so it's like, you know what I mean. Someone sent that vote card somewhere, but either way, I'm not gonna complain. I gotta say shout out to everybody that did vote. That's crazy, man. 9,000. Back when I was in school, I couldn't even get I couldn't get 2 votes. So that's what's up.
Right, right. That's a testimony that you're doing something right, brother. Yeah.
And speaking of doing something right, man, you actually have a brand new record actually coming out very, very soon, man. You know, I think you were talking on the phone yesterday, and you just actually are waiting for the sample CD from Konami. So I gotta ask you, man, what can our listeners expect from this album release? And of course, when is the estimated release date as well? That way, our listeners can mark that in their calendars, and they can get some fresh Brother Rob.
Well, I got my release date for September 24th. I should get the sample CD before then and whatnot. So all I got to do is just make sure that they put the music in the correct order that I sent them to them and everything. And if I have to change it, you know, at the end of the day, at the end of the interview, I'm going to put out information for people to hit me up so they can catch the new announcements. But so far, it's supposed to be September 24th. This CD is called Life, and the title track is a spoken word piece. And all the other songs are poems with beats on them. And the last 2 songs, Update and Dance All Day, those are more like hip-hop-ish type. You know, on Update, I start off with spoken word, and then I break into a little, you know, it eases into a rap so smooth and stuff, you really got to pay attention to catch it. And stuff. It's gonna be humorous. I guarantee you probably laugh and whatnot, you know, good positive messages and stuff, and they tell you to go out there and kill nobody and stuff. Look up there, I need my ass kicked up. Shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't do gangster rap and stuff. A lot of guys that do it ain't really gangsters and stuff. I once heard my name Jam Master J say, not Jam Master J, DMC, say, you know, the real gangsters are the ones who will tell you about the streets, but at the end of the day, be like, yo, don't go out like this. These other fake you out MCs and stuff, just leave it at I'm that gangster, I'm that nigga and stuff, playing up to the hip-hop type clientele. Go shit if you know where I'm coming from saying that stuff. But I think everybody's going to enjoy this CD. It's got 7 tracks, 4 skits, and I got some real good folks on there and stuff. Dub C's produced Ghetto Tour Guide, which is on there. My man Derek Johnson, a.k.a. Malcolm, that 2 Distant Q&A with me on there. And Black Ice has a feature on Dance All Day, a little go-go piece that I put on there. So, yeah, I think everybody's going to enjoy it. So,
and also, directly after this interview there, Rob, I'm going to be spinning one of your fresh tracks you actually just sent us called Can't Stay Out. I was wondering if you can tell our listeners a bit more about the meaning behind this track. That way, when they listen to it, they can wrap their head around it just a little bit more.
Well, I'm going to put it to you like this. I'm going to make it brief and short, and they'll be able to figure it out. The original title of the track was Can't Stay Out the Pussy, okay? So I just said I'm just going to leave it at Can't Stay Out. So I think that's pretty descriptive of what you're going to hear when you hear the record. Okay? It's fun doing that joint, too, and stuff. And it's kind of funny, too, because I wasn't writing that as a solo piece. Soulful Pat, Larry, and I was going to get with Lady New York, and we were going to do a piece called Can't Stay Out the Pussy. And I was getting my view on it. He would get his view on it, and at the end, she would have the last say, like, can't either one of y'all fucking them. But, you know, for whatever reason, they didn't write their lyrics or something happened. And I just felt like it. I just keep it for myself and just put my own little spin on it and stuff. And it has a positive message at the end as well and stuff. But, yeah, I know y'all going to like that one. Can't Stay Out.
So I gotta ask you, Rob, other than your new record and whatnot, what is next for you? Is there any new projects you're working on? Anything else I happen to miss during this interview that you still want to promote with our live audience?
I'm writing songs for my next project already and stuff. But as for right now, waiting on the CD to drop so I can try to start it like the new upgraded weed and shit and stuff, and hopefully everybody get hooked and catch a buzz and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So, Rob, this is the time in the interview that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station Airwaves, just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to, and of course your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and your musical journey if they're not already doing so.
Right, right. That's a love shout out to my lady who puts up with me, and she really don't understand my march and stuff, but she tolerates with me because she knows I'm gonna do it any damn way. Love shout out to Dead Seas TV for letting Brother Rob shine for so many years, playing my music and stuff. You know, Dead Seas is one of the few folks that I sent my music to, and right off the break, you know, he put me right in the circulation and stuff. I didn't even have to ask, you know, and stuff. Love shout out to By Any Means Entertainment. That's a spoken word / acting group. I do plays on the low. We haven't done that in a couple of years. And that's when down with the DMV. Love shout out to the poet movement, Black Ice and the Posse and stuff. That's how I used to love me to travel with you. Love shout out to my man Lamont McKay and stuff, my old school road dog who still keeps in touch with me after all these years. Love shout out to my sidekick, Larry E. Edwards. We perform together all the time. I told you we're trying to come up to Canada next year and stuff and light up the show. Most definitely on that. If anybody wants to holler at me, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Brother Rob the Poet Brown. On Facebook, it'll say my government name first. I hate that shit. But anyway, it'll say Rob Brown, then in quotations, Brother Rob the Poet. Hit me up with a friend request. I will definitely accept, because when the CD drops, I'm going to be inboxing everybody, telling me to share it, telling me where to get it. I'm going to be blasting it all over the place once it's out. And just keep following. It's only going to get better. Trust me when I tell you.
Most definitely, Rob. I want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your evening and coming on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM, man. Truthfully was an honor and most definitely a privilege, and hopefully we can do this again sometime soon.
Oh, most definitely and stuff. You know, I'm a regular and stuff, a regular listener, and you know I'm still gonna be after the end of the interview. I'm gonna call right back and listen to the interview with Supreme Law, Outlaw, Black Law Rebel, love them brothers. I was blessed to share the stage with them a couple of times, man, and stuff. Yeah, I definitely be back. You know, I'm gonna support you anyway, man, 'cause that's how we flow.
Hey, man, most definitely. I greatly appreciate you, man. And when your new record drops, make sure you DM me the Konami link, man. I most definitely need to cop myself a copy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, I have a couple of songs. I think I had 2 songs in Amazon. So look up Brother Rob the Poet Brown on Amazon. You can catch excuse me, a couple of singles as well as on SoundCloud. But the new CD is going to be the bomb. So be watching. Coming out on Kanaka.
Most definitely. Thank you so much, Rob. Have yourself a great night, and we most definitely shall talk soon.
No doubt, brother. Love you, man.
Most definitely, brother.